CD4. American English File, 3rd edition. Level 3 Student Book. By Christina Latham Koenig, Clive Oxenden, and Jerry Lambert. Published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2021. 7.1. 1. History. 2.
Geography.
3. Math. 4.
Information technology.
5. Physics. 6.
Literature.
7. Biology. 8.
Chemistry.
7.2. Education. 1. The school system in the U.S. and the U.K. In the U.S.,
many children start their education between the ages of 2 and 4 in preschool. Once a child turns 5, he or she enters the U.S. school system, which is divided into 3 levels: elementary school, middle school, sometimes called junior high school, and high school. In almost all schools at these levels, children are divided by age groups into grades. The youngest children begin in kindergarten, followed by first grade, and continue until 12th grade, the final year of high school. The school year is divided into 2 semesters. Most U.S. schools, about 75%, are public schools, which means they are supported by U.S. tax dollars and education is free. The other 25% are private schools, where parents have to pay. Many of these schools are religious schools, where the teachers may be priests or nuns. If you want to go to college, you have to apply. Admission depends on high school grades, college aptitude test scores, and extracurricular activities. A person who has completed college and has earned a degree is called a college graduate.
7.3. In the UK,
Children start primary school when they are 5. Before that, many children go to nursery school. From 11 to 18, children go to secondary school. Some children go to boarding schools, where they study, eat, and sleep. School children are usually called pupils, not students, which only refers to people who are at university. And the person who is in charge of a school is called the head teacher. The school year is divided into 3 terms. Higher education is often called university.
7.4. 2. Discipline and exams. A.
Discipline is very strict in our school. We aren't allowed to take our phones to school, and they don't let us bring junk food for lunch like potato chips or soda. Most students behave well, but if you misbehave, for example, talk too much in class, you'll be punished, and the teacher will probably make you stay behind after class. If you do something more serious, like cheat on an exam, you might even be suspended.
B.
Mark has to take an important English exam next week. He hopes he'll pass, but he hasn't had much time to study, so he's worried that he might fail. He won't get his grade until the end of June.
7.5. Boot.
Ooh. Rude. Rules. Student. True.
Up. Lunch. None. Study. Subject.
Bull. Full. Put.
You. Future. Music. Uniform. University.
7.6. 1.
What subjects did you study in high school?
2.
Do students at your school wear uniforms?
3.
Most students have lunch in the cafeteria.
4.
I usually get good grades on my music exams.
7.7. Week 1.
On the first day of week 1, students change their usual school clothes for Chinese-style tracksuits. They start the day much earlier than usual, at 7 in the morning, with 30 minutes of physical exercise. In the UK, PE is usually fun, and students only have 2 hours a week. But in the Chinese system, students have PE every day. Then lessons begin, and students get another shock. All 50 of them are together in one class. In Western countries like the US and the UK, the maximum is usually 30. In China, it's common to have 50 kids in one room. They stop for lunch early, at 11:30. Classes end at 5, but they're not allowed to go home. They have dinner at school, and after dinner, they still have a lot of homework and self-study. When they finish, at 7, they have to clean the classroom. The school day is 12 hours long. Western students find this exhausting.
7.8. Weeks 2 and 3.
There are big differences between Chinese and Western teaching styles. The Chinese teachers teach very fast. Everything is done in books and on paper, and there is a lot of copying from the board. In the UK and the US, for example, in science, the approach is to let students do experiments and discover things by themselves with less help from the teacher. Discipline is also very different in Western and Chinese schools. In China, the teachers have complete authority. But in the UK, the same teachers are having problems. They're surprised that the students don't take school seriously. When her students don't pay attention, Miss Yang, the science teacher, makes them stand and look at the wall. But it doesn't seem to work very well. As Rosie, one of the students, says, "It probably works in China because everybody does what their teacher says. But here we don't care. We think it's funny." By week 3, there is a serious problem with discipline. Some students like the Chinese system, but a lot of others are behaving badly in class, and some students stop coming to class completely. The Chinese teachers are losing control and realize they need to change the way they are teaching, or their students will fail the tests in week 4. They start to teach the students about Chinese culture and food, and they add Chinese face massage to their daily lessons. They also try to teach patience and concentration using traditional Chinese games. During a meeting with the parents, the Chinese teachers try to get them to help and to encourage their children to work hard. The parents are impressed, and the Chinese teachers are filled with new energy and confidence.
7.9. Week 4.
During the last week of the experiment, the students in the Chinese class are behaving better. At the end of the week, all the students from the classes with Chinese teachers and the classes with British ones take tests in math, science, and Mandarin. These tests will decide which style of teaching has worked better. So, what do the results show? On the math test, the students taught by British teachers get an average of 54%, and the class taught by Chinese teachers gets 68%. In science, British taught students get 50%, and Chinese taught students get 58%. And in Mandarin, British taught students get 37%, and Chinese taught students get 46%. The Chinese teachers are delighted, and their students are really grateful and happy. So the Chinese teachers get better results. But does that mean their teaching methods are better? Neil Strowger, the principal of the school, says, "It clearly gets good results, but the discipline is too strict for some students." The Chinese teachers agree that their method doesn't help to develop personality or creativity. Perhaps the last word should go to Miss Lee, the Mandarin teacher. As she says, "It's very hard to say which system is better, but I think we both learned from each other."
7.10.
What test did you take?
I just took the main parts of the SAT, the Scholastic Aptitude Test. The evidence-based reading and writing, and the math parts.
When will you get your results?
They'll go online next week. Believe me, as soon as they're online, I'll look up my scores.
And how will you celebrate if you get high scores?
I don't want to plan any celebrations until I get the results.
Why?
Because I want to be a doctor and I want to get into a pre-med program at one of the big universities, like maybe the University of California. They probably won't admit me unless I get a 1450 or higher.
Do you think you'll get the scores you want?
I don't know. I think I did okay, but I'm a little worried about math.
What will you do if you don't get the scores you need?
I don't want to think about it. If I don't get into a good college, my parents will kill me. No, I'm joking. I suppose I could apply to some schools that don't require such high scores.
Well, good luck.
Thanks.
7.11.
What exam did you take?
The TOEFL IBT. That's the test of English as a foreign language, internet-based test.
Was it difficult?
Well, not really, but I need at least 65 to get into a college. One of the schools I've applied to requires 79.
Do you think you'll get it?
I think so. I'm optimistic. I think I did pretty well.
When will you get the results?
When they score the tests, they'll post the results online. It takes about 10 days.
How will you celebrate if you get a high score?
I'll go out for dinner with my girlfriend.
What do you want to do if you get a good score?
I want to go to a college with a good air traffic controller program. That's what I want to be, an air traffic controller.
And what will you do if you don't get a high enough score? Will you continue studying English?
Yes, of course. I need it. I'll continue studying and I'll take the test again in June.
Good luck.
7.12.
Olivia, I can see from your face that the results, weren't exactly what you wanted. Am I right?
Yeah. I got a 700 on evidence-based reading and writing, but only 580 on math.
So, what are you going to do now?
Well, my reading score was pretty good, so I'm going to wait and see if one of the universities I want will still accept me. If not, I'll try to find other schools that will take me.
Were your parents angry?
No, they've been really nice about it. They know how disappointed I am. Besides, it's not like my scores were really bad.
Well, Woo-sung, how did you do?
I got an 85. I'm really happy. It's even better than I expected.
So, have you booked the restaurant?
Yes. Well, my girlfriend has. We're going to my favorite place, and I'm really looking forward to it.
7.13. 1.
They probably won't admit me unless I get a 1450.
2.
As soon as they're online, I'll look up my scores.
3.
I don't want to plan any celebrations until I get the results.
4.
If I don't get into a good college, my parents will kill me.
5.
When they score the tests, they'll post the results online.
7.14. 1.
If you work hard, you'll pass your exams.
The teacher won't be very happy if we're late for class.
2.
Come and see us next week if you have time.
3.
Allison won't get into college unless she gets good grades.
I won't go unless you go too.
7.15.
We'll have dinner when your father gets home.
As soon as you get your test scores, call me.
I won't go to bed until you come home.
I'll have a quick lunch before I leave.
After I graduate from college, I'll probably take a year off and travel.
7.16. 1.
If I had a job, I'd get my own apartment.
If David spoke good English, he could get a job in that new hotel.
I would get along better with my parents if I didn't live with them.
I wouldn't do that job unless they paid me a really good salary.
2.
If your sister were here, she'd know what to do.
If it was warmer, we could take a swim.
3.
If I were you, I'd buy a new computer.
7.17. 1.
If I lived on my own, I'd have to pay rent.
2.
If we get a mortgage, we'll buy the house.
3.
Would you leave home if you got a job?
4.
I won't move out if I can't afford it.
5.
If it were my apartment, I'd be happy to do the cleaning.
7.18. Houses. 1. Where people live. 1.
I live in the country, surrounded by fields.
2.
I live on the outskirts of Boston, about 5 miles from the center of the city.
3.
I live in a village.
4.
I live in Del Mar, a small town on the West Coast.
5.
I live on the second floor of a large apartment building.
6.
I live in Littleton, a suburb of Denver, about 11 miles from the center of the city.
7.19. 2. Parts of a house. 3.
Attic.
5.
Balcony.
8.
Basement.
2.
Chimney.
7.
Entrance.
6.
First floor.
12.
Gate.
10.
Path.
13.
Patio.
1.
Roof.
9.
Steps.
4.
Top floor.
11.
Wall.
7.20. 3. Describing a house or an apartment. 2.
I live in a cabin in the woods. It's old and made of logs. The rooms have very low ceilings. There's a fireplace in the living room, and it's very cozy in the winter.
1.
I live in a modern apartment in the city. It's spacious and very light, with wood floors and big windows.
7.21. 1.
Carpet. Castle. Location. Cozy. Country. Balcony. Comfortable. Cupboard. Cushion. Curtains.
2. City. Circle. Decide. Center. Entrance. Ceiling. Place. Bicycle. Agency. Icy.
3.
Spacious. Special. Musician.
4.
Occasion. Accommodations. Accuse.
5.
Accent. Success. Accident.
7.22. Welcome to the Handel Hendricks House. In 1712, the German composer George Friedrich Handel decided to settle permanently in England, where he was employed as musician to the English court. After living in Surrey for some years, he moved to London, and during the summer of 1723, he rented a house at 25 Brook Street. He was the first occupant of the house, but as a foreigner, he was not allowed to buy it. However, after becoming a British citizen 5 years later, he decided to continue renting the house. In 1742, his annual rent for Brook Street was £50. The plan of the house on Brook Street was usual for a modest London townhouse of the period. There was a basement containing the kitchens, and on the first floor there was a room at the front for receiving visitors. On the second floor, there were bigger rooms where Handel entertained and worked. In the largest room, he kept his instruments, a harpsichord and a little house organ, and he occasionally rehearsed there. The room next to it is where he composed many of his most famous works, including The Messiah. The third floor contained the bedroom at the front, with a dressing room at the back where he kept his clothes. In the attic at the top of the house, the servants had their rooms. During the last decade of his life, Handel's eyesight got worse, and by 1754 he was completely blind. He died at his Brook Street house on April 14, 1759. He was buried in Westminster Abbey, and more than 3,000 people attended his funeral.
Hendrix's apartment. Although Jimi Hendrix's career only lasted 4 years, he is widely regarded as one of the most influential electric guitarists in the history of rock music. The apartment on the upper floors of 23 Brook Street was found by Jimi's girlfriend, Kathy Etchingham, when she saw an ad in one of the London evening newspapers in June 1968 while he was in New York. He moved in briefly in July before returning to the United States for an extensive tour. He spent some time decorating the apartment to his own taste. He bought curtains and cushions from the nearby John Lewis department store, as well as ornaments from Portobello Road Market and elsewhere. He told Kathy that this was my first real home of my own. In January of the following year, He gave a series of press and media interviews and photo shoots in the apartment. He also appeared on the BBC and gave 2 concerts in February at the Royal Albert Hall. In March 1969, he went back to New York again, and although Kathy stayed at Brook Street for a while longer, Jimmy did not live there again. He died in London in 1970 at the age of 27, but in a hotel, not in the Brook Street apartment. Over the years, his apartment was used as an office until it was taken over in 2000 by the Handel House Trust. It opened to the public on Wednesday, February 10th, 2016.
7.23 1.
Handel decided to settle permanently in England.
2.
After living in Surrey for some years, he moved to London.
3.
He was the first occupant of the house.
4.
The apartment on the upper floors of 23 Brook Street was found by
5.
He spent some time decorating the apartment to his own taste.
6.
The whole house is now a museum and a concert venue.
7.24
Oh, bad luck, mate.
Yes. Nice shot.
I've had years of practice.
You used to play pool a lot at university.
You did too?
Yeah. I don't really have the time anymore.
Or anybody to play with. Oof. So, what do you do in your free time?
The magazine keeps me pretty busy. And when I'm free, I'm usually with Jenny.
Your turn. Don't blow it.
What is it?
I was just thinking about you.
What about me?
Do you remember the great times we had at uni? You had such crazy hair. The last time I saw you, it was blonde.
Oh, don't remind me.
Those were the days. Look at you now with your girlfriend and your 9-to-5 job. If you don't come back to London soon, you'll become an all-American boy.
Oh, come off it.
It's true. I mean, just look at that shirt.
What's wrong with my shirt?
You look like a businessman. Did you buy it?
Me? No, it was a present from Jenny.
I thought so.
What does that mean?
Well, it's Jenny's taste.
Yes, and I really like it.
Jenny seems to know what she wants, and she probably gets it.
That's one of the things I like about her. Oh, terrible.
You said it.
Sorry, Paul. We've got to go.
Oh, come on, Rob. We haven't even finished the game.
Another time. Jenny's waiting for us.
Jenny. Right.
$7.25
Oh, yeah. That was good. So, what should we do now?
What do you want to do?
Well, I haven't been on a dance floor for weeks now. I've got to move my body. Let's go dancing.
I'm going running in the morning. Why don't you join me?
No, thanks. I'm not very keen on running. But I've read about this place called Deep Space where they play great music. We could go there.
A club?
Don't you feel like dancing?
Not on a Wednesday night. What about going to the late show at MoMA?
MoMA? What's that?
MoMA? It's the Museum of Modern Art. There's a Kandinsky exhibition.
That isn't exactly my idea of a great night out.
What about staying in and watching a movie on TV?
I'm in New York. I can watch TV anywhere. Oh.
Who's that?
Oh, it's a text from Kerry. She's doing a gig at the Bowery Ballroom.
Kerry who?
Kerry Johnson. I interviewed her last week.
Kerry Johnson? I've seen her play live. She's cool. Do you like her, Jenny?
I have to admit, I'm not crazy about her music. Or her, for that matter.
I didn't think so. So, shall we go there?
Why not? Actually, Kerry's staying very near here, and she doesn't know New York very well. We could meet her outside and go together.
That's a great idea.
I'll send her a text.
I think I might have an early night. You two can go on your own.
Are you sure you don't mind?
Of course she doesn't mind.
No, Rob, it's fine. I have another busy day tomorrow. You do too, actually.
I know, we're meeting Dawn. I haven't forgotten. Oh. Ah, it's Kerry. She's on her way now.
What are we waiting for? Let's go.
Hello?
Hi, Monica. It's not too late to call, is it?
Jenny! No, why? Are you okay?
I need to talk.
Can you come over? Why don't you take a cab?
Okay, thanks.
Seven 7.26. 1.
What shall we do now?
What do you want to do?
Well, I haven't been on a dance floor for weeks now. I've got to move my body. Let's go dancing.
2.
I'm going running in the morning. Why don't you join me?
No thanks. I'm not very keen on running. But I've read about this place called Deep Space where they play great music. We could go there.
3.
What about going to the late show at MoMA?
MoMA? What's that?
4.
What about staying in and watching a movie on TV?
I'm in New York. I can watch TV anywhere.
5.
I didn't think so. So shall we go there?
Why not?
6.
We could meet her outside and go together.
That's a great idea.
7.27. 1.
What shall we do now? Let's go dancing.
2.
Why don't you join me?
No thanks. I'm not very keen on running. We could go there.
3.
What about going to the late show?
4.
What about staying in?
5.
Shall we go there?
Why not?
6.
We could meet her outside.
That's a great idea.
7.28.
Rob?
Hi, Jenny.
Are you okay? Where are you anyway?
I'm at home. I'm feeling terrible. We got back really late last night.
Now, why doesn't that surprise me? You know, you're not a student anymore.
I know. There was a party after the gig. Kerry invited us, and of course, Paul said yes.
And this morning's meeting? In 10 minutes?
That's why I'm calling. I'm not going to make it. I'm really sorry.
Rob, it's a very important meeting. I'll cover for you this time, but I won't be able to do it again.
It won't happen again, I promise. Anyway, Paul Paul's leaving.
He's leaving?
That's right. He's off to Boston this afternoon.
Maybe that's a good thing. I mean, it's not that I don't like Paul, but...
I know.
I have to go. Talk to you later.
Jenny, have you seen Rob? I wanted to have a word with him before the meeting, and he isn't even here.
I know. He just called to say he can't make it.
He what?
I was with him last night. He wasn't feeling very well. But it's okay. He told me everything I need to know for the meeting.
Oh. Okay, then.
You know, Rob, he's such a professional.
7.29. 1.
Where are you anyway?
2.
That's why I'm calling. I'm not going to make it.
3.
It won't happen again.
4.
He's off to Boston this afternoon.
5.
I mean, it's not that I don't like Paul, but...
6.
I wanted to have a word with him before the meeting.
7.
He's such a professional.
8.1. E1.
Claire worked for a marketing company.
I2.
She had to work very hard and work overtime.
G3.
She made a good salary, but she didn't like her boss.
D4.
They had an argument, and Claire was fired.
C5.
She was unemployed and had to look for a job.
F6.
She applied for a lot of jobs and sent in resumes.
H7.
She had some interviews, but didn't get the jobs.
A8.
She decided to set up an online business selling birthday cakes.
B9.
Her business is doing very well. Claire is a success.
8.2. Work. 1. Verb phrases. 1.
Dan has to work a lot of overtime. He has to work extra hours.
2.
Matt got promoted last week. He was given a more important job.
3.
Most nurses have to work shifts. Sometimes they work during the day and sometimes at night.
4.
A man in our department was fired yesterday. He lost his job because of poor performance.
5.
Riza was downsized. He lost his job because the company didn't need him anymore.
6.
The director of the company is going to resign. He has decided to leave his job.
7.
Lillian is going to retire next month. She's 65 and she's going to stop working.
8.
Angela has set up a business selling clothes online. She had the idea and has started doing it.
9.
Everyone in the office has to take a training course. They need to learn how to use the new software.
10.
Mandy applied for a job online. She replied to an ad and sent in her resume.
11.
My parents run a language school in San Diego. They employ 6 teachers who teach English to foreign students.
8.3. 2. Saying what you do. A. 1.
I'm unemployed.
2.
He's self-employed.
3.
He's a freelance designer.
4.
It's a temporary job.
5.
It's a part-time job.
B. 1.
I work for a multinational company.
2.
I'm in charge of the marketing department.
3.
I'm responsible for customer loans.
4.
I'm in school.
5.
I'm in my 3rd year of college.
8.4. 3. Word building. A. 1.
Promote. Promotion.
2.
Apply. Application.
3.
Retire. Retirement.
4.
Employ. Employment.
5.
Qualify. Qualification.
6.
Resign. Resignation.
B. 1.
Science. Scientist.
2.
Law. Lawyer.
3.
Music. Musician.
4.
Pharmacy. Pharmacist.
5.
Farm. Farmer.
6.
Translate. Translator.
8.5. 1.
Apply.
2.
Salary.
3.
Downsize.
4.
Experience.
5.
Overtime.
6.
Permanent.
7.
Qualifications.
8.
Resign.
9.
Responsible.
10.
Temporary.
8.6. 1.
I'm not very good at working on a team.
Katie's given up eating junk food.
2.
Looking for a job can be depressing.
Shopping is my favorite thing to do on weekends.
3.
I hate not being on time for things.
I don't mind getting up early.
8.7. 1.
My apartment is very easy to find.
2.
Simon is saving money to buy a new car.
3.
My sister has never learned to drive.
Try not to make a noise.
8.8. 1.
I can't drive.
We must hurry.
2.
She always makes me laugh.
My parents didn't let me go out last night.
8.9. Part 1.
Today we're talking to 2 contestants who appeared on Dragon's Den, the UK version of Shark Tank. While the business people are called sharks on the US show, they're called the dragons on the UK show. So, Jake and Joe, whose idea was it to go on the show?
It was my idea. I applied without telling my business partner Jake. Of course, I never really expected to get on it. But then they called me and said, "You're on the show." So that's when I told him.
Did you spend a long time preparing your pitch?
Yes, we worked really hard and we practiced a lot so that we knew the pitch word for word. The evening before the show, we actually went for a run where the show is filmed, just repeating the pitch over and over again.
How did you feel when you arrived at the den?
Well, we were told to get to the set at about 11 the night before because you had to prepare everything in advance, like any furniture you need, things like that. It was freezing cold and we were exhausted. We didn't get back to our hotel until the middle of the night, and a car came to pick us up a few hours later at 5:30 in the morning.
What time did you actually do your pitch?
11:30. So we were lucky because we were the first on that particular show.
Why lucky?
Because we didn't have to wait too long. The other contestants spent a long time just waiting around. Some of them, the ones who are on last, had to wait 12 hours.
Did you meet the dragons before you went in to do the pitch?
No, you're not allowed to. Like, if you go to the bathroom before you go on, someone has to escort you in case you meet a dragon. So the first time you see them is when you go into the den.
8.10 Part 2.
What were the dragons like?
Well, they're obviously told by the producers to be really unfriendly and aggressive. So I remember thinking, when the doors opened and we walked in, what I wanted to do was just to smile at one of them. That was my way of making myself relaxed. And I looked at Deborah Meaden because she was in the middle, and I smiled at her. But she just, stared at me, stony-faced, to make me feel nervous. And it worked.
Did you think you made a good presentation?
Yeah, we did. But Jake, who usually never gets anything wrong, he forgot his first words, and he just never does that. So we both thought, when he got the introduction wrong, that it was going to go badly. But it didn't.
So what happened after you'd made your pitch?
Yeah, well, 4 of the dragons said, "I'm out." They said they weren't interested. So we were feeling pretty depressed, pretty negative.
And then?
The last dragon was Peter. And he's kind of scary. He's incredibly tall, over 6 feet. And at first, he really criticized us. But then he told us he had a big chain of camera stores called Jessup's, and they were starting online printing and photo framing as part of their business. And then he said, "I've got 15 guys in Hong Kong trying to do what you guys are doing, but you guys are doing it better. I'm going to offer you both a job."
Were you very surprised?
Totally, because it had never happened on the show before. In 10 years, they'd never offered someone a job.
So he offered you jobs just like that?
Well, his offer was that he wanted to have our business and for us to work with him at Jessup's.
With a good salary?
Very.
So what did you do?
8.11 Part 3.
It was very stressful because we knew we had to make a decision immediately. So Jake said, "Yes, let's take the jobs." But I said, "You don't want to work for Jessup's." And he stayed silent, and I said, "I don't want to work for Jessup's." I mean, neither of us were in a position where we could have dropped everything and gone and worked for Jessup's full time. It was ridiculous.
So you said no?
That's right.
Have you ever regretted saying no?
No, not for a second. It was still in the early days for us then, so we were still kind of having fun and enjoying running our own business. And things worked out well for us. Frame Again was successful, and eventually we sold the business this year.
But not to one of the dragons?
No, but that would have been perfect.
8.12
Good morning. I'm Joe, and this is Jake. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm Jake, and this is Joe. And we're here to tell you about our new product, Frame Again.
Frame Again is an online service for printing and framing your photos. It's easy to take a photo, but it's difficult to print and frame it attractively. With Frame Again, it couldn't be simpler. First, you upload your photo to the Frame Again website, right from your phone, tablet, or computer. Then, you choose the colors of your frame. Then we print, frame, and deliver your photo to you the very next day. It's quick and it's easy. The product's great and the service is great.
Frame Again is for today's smartphone photographers and Instagram users. That's why we designed a modern frame that is square, perfect for framing Instagram photos. We think it will be very popular because the frames look great in any home or office.
One photo printed, framed, and delivered to your door will cost $12.99.
Our slogan is printed, framed, and delivered in 24 hours.
8.13 Direct statements and reported statements.
I like traveling.
She said that she liked traveling. I'm leaving tomorrow.
He told her that he was leaving the next day.
I'll always love you.
He said that he would always love me. I passed the exam.
She told me that she had passed the exam. I've forgotten my keys.
He said that he had forgotten his keys. I can't come.
She said that she couldn't come. I may be late.
He said that he might be late. I must go.
She said that she had to go.
8.14 Direct questions and reported questions.
Are you married?
She asked him if he was married. Did Lucy call?
He asked me whether Lucy had called. What's your name? I asked him what his name was. Where do you live?
She asked me where I lived.
8.15 1.
Where do you live?
I live downtown.
Where do you live?
He asked her where she lived.
I live downtown.
She said that she lived downtown.
2.
What are you doing tonight?
I'm going to the movies.
What are you doing tonight?
She asked him what he was doing tonight.
I'm going to the movies.
He said that he was going to the movies.
3.
Will you be at home at 8 o'clock?
No, I'm going out.
Will you be at home at 8 o'clock?
He asked if she would be at home at 8 o'clock.
No, I'm going out.
She said that she was going out.
4.
Where did you buy your bag?
I bought it online.
Where did you buy your bag?
He asked her where she'd bought her bag.
I bought it online.
She said that she'd bought it online.
5.
Have you seen the new Jason Bourne movie?
I've seen it twice.
Have you seen the new Jason Bourne movie?
She asked him if he'd seen the new Jason Bourne movie.
I've seen it twice.
He said that he'd seen it twice.
6.
Can I try on the jacket?
The fitting rooms are over there.
Can I try on the jacket?
He asked her if he could try on the jacket.
The fitting rooms are over there.
She said that the fitting rooms were over there.
8.16
Airline. Bargain. Captain. Claim. Complain. Contain. Email. Explain. Paid. Repair. Waiter.
8.17
Train. A. Claim. Complain. Contain. Email. Explain. Paid. Waiter.
Chair. Air. Airline. Repair.
Computer. Bargain. Captain.
8.18 1
My goodness, they're throwing guitars out there.
2
They immediately complained to United Airlines.
3
For 9 months, he tried to claim compensation.
4
Dave wrote a song about his experience and produced a music video to go with it.
5
United Airlines contacted Dave and offered him a payment.
6
The BBC reported that United Airlines' share price had dropped by 10%.
8.19
Hello, and welcome to How's Business? Today we're going to look at how social media can affect businesses. And I'd like to start with the story of Dave Carroll, an American singer-songwriter who had a very bad experience with United Airlines. Dave and his band were flying with United Airlines from Halifax in Nova Scotia to Omaha in Nebraska with a stopover in Chicago. As they were waiting to get off the plane in Chicago, they heard another passenger say, "My goodness, they're throwing guitars out there." As Dave and the other band members looked out of the plane window, they were horrified to see that the baggage handlers, who were taking the luggage off the plane, were throwing the band's guitars to each other. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. They immediately complained to United Airlines employees in Chicago, but nobody listened to them. When they arrived in Omaha, Dave discovered that the neck of his very expensive Taylor guitar had been broken. It cost him $1,200 to get it repaired. For 9 months, he tried to claim compensation from United Airlines. He called and emailed their offices in Halifax, Chicago, and New York without success. In the end, he even suggested that instead of money, they could give him $1,200 worth of flight tickets. But after all his complaints and suggestions, United simply said no. So what else could a singer-songwriter do? Dave wrote a song about his experience and produced a music video to go with it. The song was called United Breaks Guitars.
Flew United Airlines on my way to Nebraska. The plane departed Halifax, connecting in Chicago's O'Hare.
He posted it on YouTube, and it was a huge hit. The song reached #1 on the iTunes Music Store within a week, and the video has had over 16 million views. After 150,000 views, United Airlines contacted Dave and offered him a payment if he agreed to take the video off YouTube. He refused and suggested they give the money to charity. Of course, the impact of Dave's song went far beyond YouTube. Soon, newspapers, websites, TV and radio stations all over North America were doing stories about the song. Dave was interviewed on many radio and TV shows where, of course, he retold the story of how United breaks guitars. He did over 200 interviews in the first 3 months. Dave Carroll's favorite guitar was broken, but in the end, United Airlines were the bigger losers. After the video had gone viral, the BBC reported that United Airlines' share price had dropped by 10% within 4 weeks of the release of the video, which means that the company lost an incredible $180 million. It would have been much cheaper to repair Dave's guitar.
Yeah, United breaks guitars.
.20 Word building. 1. Making nouns from verbs. B. Ation.
Compensation. Consideration. Demonstration. Explanation. Temptation. Valuation.
Meant.
Achievement. Agreement. Argument. Attachment. Improvement. Management. Payment. Treatment.
New word.
Choice. Complaint. Delivery. Failure. Loss. Response. Sale. Service. Success.
8.21 D. 1.
Have you ever been in a demonstration? What were you protesting about?
2. Have you ever opened an email attachment that contained a virus?
3.
Do you often have arguments with your family? What about?
4.
Do you prefer reading grammar explanations in your own language, or do you think it's better to read them in English?
5.
Have you ever made a complaint to a company and gotten compensation?
6.
Do you think that there's too much choice when you're shopping, for example, for a new phone?
7.
In a restaurant, what's more important for you, the food or the service?
8.22 1.
What was your favorite subject when you were in school?
History, predominantly modern history. That's the main reason my history teacher is the reason why I became a teacher. She was really inspiring and she made the subject come alive.
Were there any subjects you hated?
Maths, again due to bad teachers, and predominantly I just don't have a mathematical brain, so I found it very difficult.
2.
What kind of things do you often buy online?
I buy online clothes, food to get delivered to home, and also a lot of beauty products as well.
Is there anything you would never buy online?
I don't think there is anymore. I don't think there is anything anymore that I wouldn't buy online.
3.
Have you ever had really bad customer service?
Yes, I have had very bad customer service before.
What happened?
I've had a waiter be very rude to me and sort of drop the plate on the table when they serve the dish.
What did you do?
I did not tip that waiter.
4.
If you could change one thing about your home, what would it be?
I would probably change my home's location. I really love my house, but it's very isolated. We live in the forest, and there's no sidewalks, so I'd probably put it in a slightly more urban setting.
5.
What's more important to you about a job? Having a good salary or doing something you really enjoy?
Doing something you really enjoy is something that I prioritize when looking for a job or working a job, and also having a good work-to-life balance.
Why do you think that's important?
Because job isn't everything. You have to have time for yourself and your life and do things that you love and you're passionate about, or else you'll never grow.
End of CD4.